All right, welcome everybody. We are back doing another great couple of videos here. I'm here with Brian Jessen with Wintrust Mortgage. And of course, you all know I am Celeste Barr with eXp Realty. I have been a realtor for over 35 years. And throughout the years, what I've learned is it is so imperative that you work with a good lender. And I'm going to say good. How about great? Because there is so many ways that a good quality lender can help make your purchase a reality. And if you're working with someone that's less than that, it will go south as quickly as you can blink. So with that said, I'm going to say thank you so much, Brian, for coming back and doing another round of videos. And today we're going to be talking about what is the benefit between the getting a real pre-approval versus a pre-qual or pre-qualification letter. Brian.
So, hi everybody, and that's the castle that Celeste helped me find in the background. Just kidding. It was from vacation I took. But to start, the difference between like a real pre-approval and sort of a pre-qual is a pre-qual would be you call me on the phone, we chat for a little bit, you tell me kind of what you think your debts are, what you think your income is. Maybe you let me run your credit, but there really isn't any documentation to back up anything you said other than just what you're telling me, which it can be accurate, it can be unintentionally inaccurate. So a pre-approval is actually getting us those documents that verify your income, like your pay stubs, your W-2s, if you're self-employed, your tax returns. It could be your bank statements or wherever you're going to use for your down payment and closing costs, and allowing us to run your credit, which affects it by about 2 points for a couple of months, and then it bounces right back up. And the pre-approval is good for 4 months. And if we have to update it at that point, it's just getting new pay stubs to us, new bank statements. And if we have to run your credit again, it doesn't affect your credit score a second time because it's the same company running your credit again. So, if you don't find something in the first 4 months, you can do the update several times and cover like a full year of looking for properties. So that's like the first point. Do you have any feedback on that, Celeste?
I think that this whole idea of getting documents to you would, my comment to this would be, don't just assume that the lender knows your history. Be sure to bring up if you've had a foreclosure or a bankruptcy, or if you have other vehicles that are not what I would say the standard vehicles. Do not hesitate to bring those up if you have payments that you're paying, which means if you have a motorcycle and you just forgot that you had one, I can only tell you that it will affect us. It will affect you when it comes to your approval. So we can't hide from some of these things. And it's so important that you don't take the route of they're not going to know. They're going to know.
And also things like if you were divorced, which half of America is, if you have alimony payments, you have maintenance or child support, letting us know what those are, and we can even figure out when they might fall off. Or if you're on the other side and you're receiving that income, don't exclude it either. So, like Celeste said, if there's like a piece of vacant land you own somewhere and you forgot about it, we do have to add in small payments for like taxes and things like that for that. Or if you've co-signed with a friend or a relative, we may be able to exclude that in certain circumstances if they've made their payments for the last 12 months and you weren't part of those payments. So there's things that if you tell us, and we'll ask questions too, but if you tell us things, it's confidential and it really helps us be accurate for you so there's no surprises.
I think that's incredible. That's fantastic. And I hope that people who are watching understand that this is all for your benefit, to get your transaction from today all the way through till closing without any surprises. And the more you communicate, the easier it is.
And also, too, when you have questions, we can run very accurate payment examples for you and accurately tell you maximum purchase price. If we make an assumption on taxes or if it's a condo or townhouse, what the association dues are going to be. So we can be very specific. And when Celeste is showing you different properties, we can run those specific examples. So before your offer is accepted, you know pretty much exactly what your payments are going to look like, how much money you might have to bring to closing. So you're like fully informed. And all this is at no cost. It doesn't cost you anything. There isn't any risk involved. If you decide not buy this year and you want to buy next year instead, it's totally fine. But at least you have a good base of understanding kind of what you would be qualified for and what things would look like. So do you have any comment back on that, Celeste?
Well, I think that's on track, but I also thought earlier you had mentioned in our private conversation, you had said just getting people to, I guess I had a point here, but it was about just clearly identifying what you are currently paying on installment payments. And the idea too of, it has to include any installment payment. So if you're buying furniture on time, that is part of this equation. Or if you just purchased appliances, it's part of how it's going to affect your credit. And I think that the process can be a very smooth one as long as you're transparent.
Yeah, we have to start, one step at a time. So it seems a little intimidating at times, like not knowing where to start. But the conversation is really the starting point because we can uncover things that you may not have thought to ask us that will be able to, help you, get us the documentation, things like that as well. So it's a little less cumbersome than people think it is. And I've done plenty of projects in my life where I kind of put them off, thinking they were like I didn't know where to start. They were overwhelming. And then actually, when I got on it, it really wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it was, and it took a lot less time than I thought it would take. So there's that kind of unknown, like, oh my gosh, this is so much stuff. I don't know where to start. But the start is conversation with myself and Celeste, and we have absolutely zero judgment. We're happy to help. We're here to help you, give you information, make you feel comfortable. There's no ever, if anybody makes you feel pressured or whatever, you should disengage with them and not work with them.
I think that's great advice because it should be a win. Your relationship with the person you're working with, you should know that you're confident in what they're telling you and how they lead you. It should be a good experience, not one that you're saying, I don't know if that's right.
And one more thing, um, we can go through, like I said, the various programs that are out there that can provide assistance if you qualify for it. And there's such a huge variety of them. It's our job to help figure that out. And it's usually a pleasant surprise that people didn't realize there's several programs they might qualify for. Now, if they don't qualify for one, at least they know it. And then if we're going to do this as a two-part video, I think the next video would be some advantages as you're putting offers in and how we write that pre-approval letter and how that helps, and maybe Celeste's view as representing you as buyers, how this helps her while she's negotiating. And then on the other side, when she is on the listing side, how a listing agent would look at it when a realtor's presenting an offer, especially with multiple offers going on, and how this helps her as she's presenting your offer to the seller, and like why it makes a difference how that letter's written, who it's written by, and so on. So maybe the next part of this video that we do would be those topics so that you can kind of get the full picture.
I think that's a great idea. Well, thank you all for staying with us and look forward to our next video because we're recording it now.
Bye.
Thanks, Brian, and see you in a minute.
Bye.